Okay, so some of you were wondering about how to make the flipping puzzle pieces. So I quickly made just 4 so I can show you on at least one of those. All right, so the first thing that you have to do, and every time I use loom, it jumps like that. I don't know why. I still don't quite remember where I got my puzzle pieces, but they are just SVGs. I have 2 different ones, so then I can match them together, use as many as I want, resize them, do whatever I need to do to get the effect that I want, right? So what I did is I've already done some resizing, and to show you that I just put 4 here for this, for the purposes here. And what I also did is I made a border. I think it was 4 or 5. I'm not completely sure what size I used. I just kind of liked having that border there. You can make it a little bit faded as well. I don't know, figuring out what you might want to do with it. But for the purposes of here, I have 4 of them. So what I already did, just to get us started, and here I am jumping again, is I quickly made a template for us to start to practice on. Man, come on, there. Um, so I'll show you what I did in there, but here I just did one of them, making the background, so you can see here. So let me go inside here, and I have my 4 SVGs. For the first one, I made 2. So what I can do is I have my first image on top and my second image is below. And I'll show you in the next section how I flipped those. But here's what I did for the puzzle piece. All I did is I duplicated it. Right there, I used Command D. You also can go in here. I thought you could make a copy here. I always do Command D on my keypad. So for the first one, I'm going to go over here, into my folders, and I'm going to get my first image. And I am going to expand it to the whole screen. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to mask it with the top puzzle piece. And there it is. Then I am going to take my second image, drag it to the canvas, expand it to the whole thing. Now you can make it whatever size you want. I'm just making it easy. Except it won't. There we go. Everything's going a little bit slow. And then I'm going to mask it with the second puzzle piece. I don't know why this is, it just keeps hanging up on me and I don't know why. So sorry, it's taking a little bit of time. Right now I'm trying to drag this underneath and it's going very, very slow. I don't know if it's when I use Zoom that it does this. I mean, sorry, Loom. But now I have my 2. That's not the one I was moving. Come on. All right. Ah, this is very annoying. Um, I wanted to move them underneath one, but I don't know if it's gonna cooperate with me. Um, Come on, move down. I'm not usually moving them so much, so they would be there. I just wanted to have it so I could show you. So now you can see they're both there. You've got the first one and the second one. And then you're just going to continue that. I dragged the wrong one out. There, you're going to have the second one. And I didn't outline that one, but I could have outlined that. But I just wanted to show you how you're going to have two of each of the puzzle pieces, and you're going to have the top image masked and then one with the bottom image masked. Let me pause this for a second so maybe I can speed up my computer. Okay, I just closed some stuff up, but I'm not sure it really sped things up. But let's see how this works out. So I already made some of this with the flip. So I flipped the first one. You can see that right here. But now we have to flip the next one. So let's go into this group. All right. Here's that first image that I had flipping. And as that flips, right when that's done, I have the image that's underneath flip at the same time. Now I need to leave the top images there at all times, but if I don't shorten this top one, then there's still, do you see that little line? Even when it's on 90, it never completely goes away. You always still see part of the top image. So I just make sure I drag that so that it disappears. Now that's not going to be quite as good as it was because my cursor and everything isn't working as precisely as it usually does. So let me show you how I did the rotations. What I did, this has to be right to the edge. So what I did is when underneath image flipped, I'm now going to make an animation on the top image of this second puzzle piece. I'm going to go to animation, rotation, easing, linear. And right now I'm just going to leave them at the duration that CreateStudio has it, just so I don't have to play around with timings. I'm going to go to the end. I'm going to go to properties and I'm going to put it at -90. And it's going to be it's not dragging so great, so I'm going to type it in. And then right when that gets to the -90, here's the underneath. I'm going to click on that, add an animation, again, linear and rotation, except I'm going to start that one at 90. Then at the end, I'm going to make it 0. Now see how we can still see that green line right there? That's from the top image. So that's why I click and drag it so that it just disappears. Come on. There we go. So now let's see how that one looks. All right, honestly, this went so fast before, and for some reason, I think it's when I'm video screening with Loom that things happen to my computer. I don't know. Um, so sorry about that, but it does flip faster. There we go. It caught up. Now, at the end of this bottom one, I'm going to do animation, rotation, easing, linear. It's going to start at 0 right here on the Y. Then I'm going to put it down, whoop, not the X, the Y, to minus 90. You can have it flip the other way if you want and do 90 here and minus 90 on the bottom one. I don't know, I just chose this. This is a little off, so let's see if it lets me drag it. Then I'm going to do the linear rotation. It's going to start at 90 and then go to 0. So now let's see how that one looks. And you can just play with the timings to what you want it to look like at the end. So now I'm going to start my fourth one right when this finished flipping. So I'm again going to add rotation, linear. It starts at 0 and then it's going to go to minus 90. And then see how you can still see the line? I forgot to drag this one to the end. Then I am going to start this one, linear properties. And I don't know why it never truly goes away when it's at 90, but I have not found that it works. So I always have to do the dragging. So this is going to start at 90 and then end at 0. And I'm going to click and drag this over so we don't have that little line. This might be off a little bit, but let's see. But there we go. Say just flip in rotation. And that one didn't. So let's see what happened there. It's, oh, I don't think nope, I didn't do that. For some reason it didn't save. So there we go. And then for some reason that didn't. Now it should be good. And all of this should have taken half the time, so I'm sorry. But there's how you make a quick flip of the screen. Let me go back to the main menu.